The athletic directors, you mentioned the athletic directors. I think the athletic
Mm-hmm.
directors should be just as liable as the head coaches. Okay.
Oh,
If
100%.
they're bringing,
100%.
if they're signing these guys to $6, $7, $8 million contracts, and they're
Mm-hmm.
really nobodies, and that money, again, my main goal is to get all this NIL money and to get the money that these coaches are being paid. And let's get men's gymnastics at every college in the country.
Yeah.
Let's get men's volleyball at every college in America. You understand?
And that was always the argument. That was always the argument, right? Like how, we can't afford it. We're a small southern school. We can't afford to have, all these different teams. Stop. Everybody just, let's go over that.
Let's go over that. So let's say a wrestling team, for example, which wrestling got brutalized by Title IX, right? So let's take wrestling. So wrestling, you got 10 wrestlers. That's the scholarship limit. You got 10 weight classes. You get 10 full scholarships. That's how wrestling works, right? So 10 full scholarships times 40, 50,000 a year, right? To go to what does it cost to go to Penn State for a year? What does it cost to go to Pitt?
I don't know.
40, 50 G's. So let's say that's $500,000, right? And then they pay their coach $250,000, right? So they got $750,000 for a wrestling team. Now, how much is a volleyball team? Probably less, because I think they got 7 or 8 guys they give scholarships to. All they need is 5 or 6 that actually play. So let's say they give 6 scholarships in volleyball, right? So that's another $300,000 with the coach, 200 G's. So that's $1 million to have men's volleyball and men's wrestling. And then let's throw in gymnastics, 4 or 5 gymnastics. Let's throw in another $250,000 with the coach, $1.5 million to have every school in the country, all these big schools, to have a men's volleyball team, a men's gymnastics team, and a men's wrestling team. Well, then let's skip over. Let's do some women. Okay, some women's sports that have fallen apart, right? So the same would apply. To have a women's lacrosse team, to have a women's softball team, to have a women's. So let's say that's another. We throw a women's volleyball team. So throw on three women's sports and 3 men's sports, $3 million. You got 6 more sports, but remember, those sports generate revenues. Wrestling's generating revenues. Volleyball's generating revenues. You hear what I'm saying here? Gymnastics,
and let's
50-50.
And it's let's make it very clear here. When like 2 individuals are talking about the money, like, oh yeah, like $3 million, $6 million, like that's a lot of money. It's not. When we're talking,
they're paying
like
the coaches
last week, we're talking
$7-8
about
million,
but we're talking about the influx of $2 billion coming in from the private equity. It's crazy. We're talking peanuts.
But Andrew, here's the thing, though, Andrew. Yeah, it's peanuts. But what I'm just trying to substantiate Kelly, right, and the Penn State coach, and these other coaches that are getting fired, and these huge payouts that they're giving. When I think about this tremendous athlete who was a men's gymnast, okay? And then you look across the board of all these 60 million youth competing in America, I see a future that needs to be funded by the NIL money and not given some bust-out quarterback at the University of Pittsburgh. I can't forget his name because his name's Holstein. $1.7 million the University of Pittsburgh paid this kid to be a quarterback, and he's sitting on the bench. And here's the beauty of it. Some young Pennsylvania kid, some young freshman stands up, pits on a downswing, right? This guy's on a 9-game losing streak that he beat anybody. He beat 2 guppy teams in the beginning of the year. Couldn't even beat West Virginia, the Pitt football coach. So they get rid of this $1.7 million. And this is why I'm going in a circle here, but I want you all to hear me. They got to recruit the kids in the state of Pennsylvania, okay? And look at Ohio. They're recruiting Ohio kids. You got Ohio State and Cincinnati really doing great. And that should be the same thing in the state of Pennsylvania. Penn State and Pitt and Temple. We have so much talent in this state. And let the kid at the University of Pittsburgh be a tribute to what I'm talking about. He's a freshman. No one really recruited him, but okay, they gave him a chance. This coach, their coach at Pitt,
just had
like
this
he was
idea.
doing him a favor. So the kid's 4-0 right now, Andrew. But the point I'm trying to make, each state's got tremendous athletes. Okay, these coaches need to get out and recruit, and that's something that the Penn State coach had a good talent. And he was doing a good job recruiting locally until this whole NIL starts. And he brings in 3 wide receivers, which we talked about, from 3 different schools, rather than using his young guys and bringing them up. So look at the disruption. They fired a guy, and look what's happening now. They lost again. They're in last place. Who would ever think that a team that had the caliber of running for a national championship is in last place in the Big Ten? Is in last place. So what? What's that telling us?
Are Ohio State and Indiana.
Well, look,
it's not good.
I think that the athletic director at Penn State should be fired also. Okay, because he bought into this too. And for him to sit around like he's innocent of it, he's not innocent of it. Okay, well, he participated in it.
I don't know if he deserves to be fired yet.
Come on, Andrew.
Well, he made the problem. No, he made the problem. He's got to dig himself out of the hole. So when he got hired, he brought in the expectations with that.